Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's May 21st, 2018, and today I'm starting to do the stage one preparation for the east side of the barn workshop area. Last video was on the west side. We did get some kennel fencing up around the perimeters, got lots of material brought in for the wood chips, for the paths, expanding a new section over there, and added a lot of compost to the systems as well. So today I'm on the east side, and that required getting the tarps off, and this was the side that we had a lot of trouble with keeping the tarps on about midwinter. We had some really high winds. It tore all the well, it just basically lifted up all of the boards that were on there, as well as the stone-filled, number 2 stone-filled bags that I use to weigh things down. So there'll be some GoPro footage of me removing the tarps. As you can see behind me, there's some area where there's weeds that have grown up. That's the area that got uncovered during those winter storms. And the rest of the area is nice and brown. All the weeds tried doing their thing, but they died off. So, and today was a good day because it really hasn't been windy at all. It's been a blessing. And when it comes to tarps, that's the ideal time to deal with things, when it's sunny and dry and not windy, which is kind of rare this time of year. Tarps are one of those tools that I think has been one of the most valuable assets that I've experienced as a small-scale farmer, gardener and all. Using them from oculation, allowing the seeds, the weed seeds, to germinate and then die off underneath the tarps. Now the tarps that we have aren't the best ones. The best ones are UV treated and black. They're silage tarps. Right now I've been using Harbor Freight tarps. I don't recommend using those. They break down within a couple of years, 3 years about. They get holes in them. And one of the things that really helps a lot is having the paths in between each of the permanent raised beds deep enough with a mound at the downhill side to help entrap water in that region. So in other words, when the rains come in the fall, after your tarp is down, the water gets trapped in those little pathways that you'd walk on, and you leave a little bit of a mound of the pathway soil, in our case wood chips, and that actually allows the water to pool up and back up during that whole path, and that weight really helps to keep the tarp in place. The areas where the tarp paths were almost at the same level at as the permanent raised beds, that's where I had trouble. It lifted the sandbags, which I fill with number 2 stone, and all the boards right up off, and the tarps, they just got ripped to shreds to a certain extent. So that was something. But I really do love the tarps. They've really saved a lot of work as far as weeds go. So I just wanted to mention that. So there'll be some footage of me removing the tarps and all, pulling them to the sides. We took a couple of them, brought them up to the top of the property, up where the garlic beds were, where we re-tarped those because those tarps got displaced by the high winds as well. And now I'm going to go ahead and proceed. I need to get some of the weed mats off, get some of the drip tape up, pull up the weeds that are there, harvest the dandelion root that's there, transplant the clover that's come up as well. I'll move that to a different part of the property. No sense in wasting those. And then start, ultimately, it probably won't be today doing the next part, but starting to add some more wood chips to the paths, add more compost to the mounds, and then start getting the fencing up. Then putting down drip, broad forking, tilthing, or using the rotary harrow in this case, and then ultimately getting the drip tape down, the weed mats down, and getting ready for transplanting. So that's where we're at so far. Here we go.